My darkest light, the chains are now gone. Never looking back, your grace has won my heart.
He's living on the inside, rolling like a lion. All right. Those were fun. We haven't done a couple of those in a while. Those were fun. I like those. You know, good news is I didn't trip like I did first service, so we're improving. All right. We're going to put our hands together. We're not going to distract our neighbors. If you have some headphones, give them to a leader. We'll take those for you. But if you have anything in your hand right now that might be a distraction, will you set it to the side? Yeah, if we have anything in our hands that's a distraction, or if we're talking to our neighbor, let's tap on them and say, hey, wait a minute, because we're going to pray. Yes, you can. All right, okay. Let's put our hands together. We're going to pray over today. God, we just thank you so much for all the fun that we get to have in here and just to learn about how much you love us. And we just pray over today for Big Church and for preschool as they get to learn about how much you love them as well. And help us have an amazing rest of this day. In your name, amen. All right, preschool can go line up. Look at all those preschoolers today. All right, Colby, go ahead and go with your class. All right, Levi, see you later, buddy. Have a good time in preschool. All right. Everybody say farewell, preschool. 13. Woo! It's a good amount. All right. What I would like from the rest of you is ladies up over here and the boys up over here. We'll have some friendly competition happening over here.
All right. This is the first chance for your team to earn a couple points. And these couple points could be the difference between the winning team and the losing team. Last service, it was a difference of 2 points, and that is how much is at stake with our memory verse competition. Nope, Hudson. All right. We are working on 1 Corinthians 13, 6, and 7. So, love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. First, Big C, Corinthians. We're going to do 13, 10 toes, and 3 fingers. 13, 6, and 7. Okay, so all together before we do boys versus girls, we're going to do love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. 1 Corinthians 13, 6, and 7. Oh my goodness gracious, do you know what? For the very first time, girls, you are the smaller group. Girls, would you like to go first or second? The correct answer is second. Girls are gonna go second, which means boys, you are going first. Now, just a reminder, there's no squealing. We use our nice big voices. Not scream, big voice. Are you gonna out big voice them? All right, boys, 3, 2, 1. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. 1 Corinthians 13, 6, and 7. Nope. Boys, girls, were we waiting patiently and quietly? Girls, 3, 2, 1. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. kindergarten, first grade on the blue benches, second, third grade on the yellow, fourth and fifth on the red. Tucker, what grade are you? Okay, kindergarten first. Nope, Hudson, blue bench. Kindergarten and first is on the blue bench. All right. Oh no, one of the girls left their Bibles up here. Girls, anybody recall whose Bible? All right, girls are the green bucket. Boys are the blue bucket. I need my trash can full of points. Oh, I'm looking for somebody sitting absolutely, quietly, wonderfully, amazingly well. Okay, let's see. All right, Hudson, I'm going to have you move to the front bench. Sune, go ahead. You can be my raccoon today. Sune, would you like the tail or the gloves and the bow tie? The tail. All right. You can go see Miss Karina to help you get it put on. That means I need a boy for doing points to be my point raccoon. Cody, you look like an amazing raccoon. All right, put the bow tie on and then put the gloves on. All right, these are gonna be your trash point representatives. Woo-hoo! Yay, all right. We need to assign our first 2 points for the memory verse, which means I need a drum roll, please. A drum roll, please. The team winning 2 points for the memory verse is the girls. Oh, Weston. Yeah, but you weren't actually saying the words. I know. You were using a big voice each time we were saying a word, but you didn't actually say the word. I mean, your timing was pretty good. So 2 points for the girls. Anytime I try dropping the points in, they just jump right out, and it doesn't really work. Now, for those of you who are like, what on earth is going on? Welcome to What's Next? We're going to tell our Bible story with a game show kind of feel. We're going to have a video explain what we're going to do as the leaders pass out an alphabet card set to you. As you get it, put it down on the floor. The team that follows the directions at the end of the video will get points. Let's do our intro video.
Hey, you kids! Here's a story so strange.
It should say intro.
Ladies and germs and squids of all ages, I'm your host, Ricky Raccoon, and you're the next contestant on What's Next? It's the game show where we press pause on the Bible so you can guess what happens next in the story. You better stay sharp though, 'cause if your team loses, you'll be spinning the wheel of misfortune. So what are you waiting for? It's time to play Ricky Raccoon's What's Next?
All right, those alphabet cards are going to be needed a little bit later for you to vote on what you think comes next. But if you remembered, the directions were to put them down at your feet. And I was going to see which team got completed first. So boys, as you get your card, just drop it down on the ground. Awesome. Now, to start off our story, we are going to do, like the last couple weeks, we ended our story with a video that talked about something messy that had to do with our story. We're not going to do that today. Today, we're going to start our lesson about talking about something gross. Like maybe as gross as having to go digging around in a garbage can full of like a month-old garbage type of gross. You ready to see what's gross? All right, we're gonna see what gross thing we can read about in the Bible.
Hey, you kids! Here's a story so strange, you'll never guess what's next. In the Bible, in the book of Jeremiah, God came up with a pretty rotten idea. He told Jeremiah to get a new loincloth. A loincloth is like underwear for old Bible dudes. But then he told Jeremiah, whatever you do, don't wash it. There it is, kids. It's in the Bible. God said, don't wash your underwear. Well, not really. It gets worse, though. Jeremiah's underwear still wasn't stinky enough, so God told him to go to the river, dig a hole, and bury it. Then, a long time later, God said, go dig up your underwear and put it back on. So he did. But now, the underwear was rotten and falling apart. Pretty gross, right? So what gives? Does God love stinky underwear? Probably not. At the time, God's people were having trouble following his plan. In fact, they weren't following God at all. So God told them, you're just like Jeremiah's underwear. In other words, God was saying, you stink. So in conclusion, following God's plan is good. Smelling like stinky underwear is bad. Ugh.
Following God's plan is good. Not following it is like stinky underwear. Now, if you were told that you couldn't change your underwear like ever, would you be like, what is going on? Yes. Now, God's plan sometimes may not make sense. And we've been seeing that over the last couple weeks, how God asked Abraham to leave without telling him where to go, just start walking. How God told Abraham to take his son up into the mountain and kill him as a sacrifice. All of that stuff seems kind of crazy, and God, what are you thinking? But did God have a plan? He did. And was God's plan for Abraham to actually kill his son on the mountain? No, he stopped him and he provided another sacrifice for him. So sometimes it may be weird or hard to follow God's plan, but what we're learning is that sometimes we need to listen. Now, we are not talking about Abraham today, but we are talking about his son. Anyone remember what his son's name was? Isaac. Last week, Isaac was a kid. This week, he is a grown-up, and he's married, and he has really important news. We're going to do our first question to see if you can figure out what happens next in the Bible story. Grab your letter cards, and let's watch our first question.
All right, kids, it's time to tell me what's next. In the book of Genesis, Isaac gets some big news. What do you think it is? A, his wife Rebecca is pregnant with twins. B, he received a large amount of money and animals from his dad. C, God has called him to move to a new land? Or D, there's a raccoon digging through his trash in search of cupcakes? What do you think, kiddos?
All right, go ahead and use your answer card. Flip it to the answer you think it is. A, B, C, or D. I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Hold them up. I'm looking to see what you have. Okay. I'm looking over here. Okay. And our answer is?
And the answer is A. His wife, Rebecca, is pregnant with twins.
All right, we are going to do 5 points for the girls. We're going to do 3 points for the boys. All right, all voices off. I would hate to have you guys lose points because you're talking. Girls, shh. Isaac and Rebecca received really exciting news. Rebecca was going to have twins. But things didn't really go quite so well because you know what twins are, right? It's when 2 babies are like in the mom's tummy at the same time. And these babies always seem to be fighting. Let's take 1 point away from the boys, please. Mario, take a stool and have Hudson sit next to you. Okay, here's the thing. The 2 babies always seem to be battling and fighting inside Rebecca's tummy. And God spoke and told her that she had 2 sons in there. And these 2 sons were going to turn into 2 nations that were always going to be fighting and battling each other. But that the younger son was going to be the one in charge, and the older one would serve his younger brother. Now, this wasn't what happened back there. At that point in history, if you were the oldest brother, you were the one who was going to be in charge once the dad died. Can you imagine how that would feel if you're the oldest one? I'm the next in charge. Can you imagine how it would be for the younger ones? Maybe not so great. But God said it's going to be different. The younger one is going to be the one in charge. And that's what happened. The 2 boys were born. The first one that was born was big, strong, and hairy. Let's show them the Bible story picture. It'll help you guys understand. Esau was big, strong, and hairy. But the younger one, Jacob, was not necessarily weak. He just wasn't like his older brother. He preferred learning things. He preferred staying inside. And he came to be kind of quiet and crafty. You guys know what crafty means? Maybe a little devious and smart. Maybe. I mean, I guess if you did that versus the one who's always outside. So Esau was a hunter, spent his time outside. Jacob stayed inside and was learning things and was smart. Well, 2 parents had 2 favorites. Rebecca, her favorite was Jacob. Isaac, his favorite was Esau. Isaac is the dad. Esau is the hairy one. Saw all the hair. Saw. So Esau was the hairy one, and Jacob was the devious one. We'll just call him devious instead of crafty. Let's see if you guys know what happens next. Question number 2.
Once again, it's time to tell me what's next. One day, Jacob was cooking some stew when his brother Esau came in starving to death. What did Esau say to Jacob? A. Curse you for making stew. Make me some lamb instead. B. I'll make some bread and we can eat together. C. Let me have some of that stew. Or D. God's neat, let's eat. What do you think, kiddos?
5 seconds to get your answer up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Show me, what do you think he said? What did Esau say to Jacob? Okay, and the answer is?
And the right answer is C. Let me have some of that stew.
8 points for the girls, 6 points for the boys. All right. Esau came in from being outside all day, starving, hungry. And Jacob had made a delicious smelling stew. Anybody get home from school and the house smells amazing because something's been cooking, and as soon as you just smell it, your tummy is like, oh, I must eat. Well, that's what happened. Esau smelled the stew and he's like, give me some of that stew. And Jacob's like, okay, I'll give you some of the stew if you give me your birthright. Birthright back then, remember how I said the oldest son got to be the leader? Not only did he get to be the leader, he got twice as much of an inheritance when the dad died. Twice as much money, twice as much land and possessions as the younger brothers would get. So the birthright was the ability to be the leader and twice the amount of stuff that Jacob got. So Jacob said, yeah, I'll give you a bowl of stew if you give me your birthright. Would you sell all of the extra money and land and all that stuff for one bowl of soup? Yeah, you know what Esau said? Sure, what good is a birthright if I die? I'm so hungry I'd never survive. Do you think he was actually starving? No, he wasn't. But he gave his birthright away for one bowl of soup. So Jacob gave him the soup. But Jacob had another trick up his sleeve. Let's see what happens next in our third question.
Ready or not, it's time to tell me what's next. Years later, their dad Isaac was old and couldn't see anymore. He called for his older son Esau and said, "Go out and hunt some food for me. Then I'll give you my what? A. Blessing. B. Best camel. C. Finest sword. Or D. Banana cream pie. What do you think, kiddos?"
All right, give me your answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold up your card. What do you think? Oh, I would love a banana cream pie right now. I know. All right. And the answer is?
And the right answer is A. Blessing.
All right. So we are going to do 8 points, girls, 7 points, boys. All right. Oh, boys. Okay. Isaac promised to give Esau his blessing. A promise and speaking over somebody's future for good things, which is something that went to the oldest son. So just like there was the birthright, there was also the blessing. So Isaac told Esau to go out hunting and bring him back something amazing to eat. And as Esau left, Rebekah heard what Isaac said. And Rebekah went to her favorite son, Jacob, and said, I want you to go get into your brother's clothes while I make your dad his favorite dinner ever. And then you're gonna put on Esau's clothes. And then, because Esau's so hairy, we're gonna put goat skin on your arms so that your dad, whenever he feels you, is going to feel the hairy arms. And then you're going to take the food into Isaac. Are they trying to trick Isaac now? So that's what happened. Rebekah cooked a meal. Jacob went to go put on his brother's clothes and sent Jacob in there. And Isaac said, come here so I can touch you. I want to know you're really Esau. What happened next? Our final question.
Hey, kids! It's time to tell me what's next. Jacob came close. Then Isaac touched his hand and said, you sound like Jacob, but you're hairy like Esau. What did Isaac do next? A, he yelled, imposter! Curse you for trying to trick me, Jacob! B, he fell for the trick and gave Jacob his blessing. C, he died before giving anyone the blessing. Or D, he asked Jacob to see his driver's license. What do you think, kiddos?
All right, let's vote. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Hold up your answers. What do you think? All right. All right, and our answer, please.
And the correct answer is B. He fell for the trick and gave Jacob his blessing.
All right, we're going to do 12 points for the boys and 13 points for the girls. All right. Oh, boys, shh. Here's the thing. Isaac fell for the trick. It smelled like Esau. It was hairy like Esau. Even though it sounded like Jacob, Isaac gave the blessing to Jacob, disguised as Esau. And whenever Esau came back after hunting and found out what Jacob had done, he was furious. It was unfair. Why did Jacob get the blessing whenever he lied and he tricked his father? And Esau was so angry, he started to plot and plan on how to get rid of Jacob and kill him. And Jacob had to run away, leaving home. Now, it does sound like it's very unfair, right? I mean, it seems like Jacob took advantage of Esau. I mean, he tricked him into giving up the birthright for a bowl of soup, and he dressed up like him and stole the blessing while Esau was out hunting. But the thing that we need to remember is when Rebekah was pregnant, what did God say his plan was? For the younger one to be in charge of the older one. When Rebekah was pregnant, God told her the plan was for Jacob to be the one in charge, for Jacob to be like the older son. But Isaac and Rebekah didn't follow God's plan. They had their own favorites, and Isaac wanted Esau to be the special one instead of Jacob. And so Isaac didn't trust God and tried to do things his own way. And sometimes when we think that God's plan
sounds weird or doesn't make sense and we do things our own way, sometimes things get out of hand and it seems unfair. Now, Jacob is going to have to learn a very hard lesson of what happens whenever we trick and deceive people, but that happens later in the story. But what I want you guys to remember, we have a verse, Jeremiah 29:11. Finley, go ahead and go around and collect the cards. Jeremiah 29:11. I know the plans I have for you, announces the Lord. I want you to enjoy success. I do not plan to harm you. I will give you hope for the years to come. See, God had a plan for Esau and for Jacob. They were both going to be great nations, but they were going to always be battling each other. And do you know God has a plan for you? Now, I hope his plan doesn't mean you can't change your underwear. And I hope his plan is not that you have to go leave home and leave everything behind. But do you know what God's plan for you right now is? Go to school. Be obedient to the teachers and your parents. Show love and kindness to the people around you. Is that easy? No. Will sometimes unfair things happen? Yeah. Does God still have a plan for you? Yes. Everybody go ahead and close your eyes. Father God, I just thank you for each one of the kids who are here, that you love them, that you have a plan for what their life is going to be. And I ask that you help us to understand that when things are unfair, when things happen that just don't make sense, when we're told to do something that seems weird or we don't want to do, help us remember that you have a plan and that you can work things out so that we fulfill your plan. Help us to have love and kindness for the people around us. Help us to obey those who are over us. And help us to know what is right and what we should do, even if it doesn't make sense. In Jesus' name, amen.